Hi everybody, it's Sha Marie. I am going to work with my December bargain bead box today. It's a beauty. It is a lot of icy blues and crystals and silver. It's an absolutely gorgeous box. It's a wonderful representation of winter here in Maine for sure. I apologize for the darkness of the screen. I have no power right now. We've not had power for 3 days, and I'm going stir crazy. I need to do something. So while there's some daylight, which we are in short supply of also here in Maine because our days have gotten really short, I'm going to try to work on a video. Just break up some of this boredom, and hopefully it will come out good enough to be seen. I think it'll be all right. We're at our peak light hours right now, so I'm going to try to get it in. Also, my tablet is only at 30% power, and I have no way of charging it, so I'm going to try to get through this. Bear with me. Anyone who has not tried the bargain bead box and is interested, I have a code here, SHAR2. Put this code in when you go to order your first box, and you'll get $2 off your first box. Or you can use it for $2 off your first order from the sister store, which is Bead Box Bargains. The bargain bead box is $20.99, so you'll get it for $19.99 your first order. And it's a great opportunity to give it a try, see if you like it. You're not committed to stick with it if you don't. But yeah, give it a try. So, without further ado, I am going to pause, get my project underway here, and I will be right back. Okay, so what we are going to work with is we're going to use 2 of these little toggles that came, well, a toggle set that came in the box. I have all of my white crackled agate beads out. I have all of those beautiful blue crystal drops that we had, and I have 2 wire guardians because I cannot find my clamshells, which is what I would much rather use, but anyone that's watched me with wire guardians knows I struggle. But we'll make it through it. A couple of the little crimp beads for it, which I am getting very low on apparently. And some beading wire. I have white, and I got this on Amazon as a pack of 10, and it was a pack of 10 white. They do have multicolored ones as well, but this one was just a pack of 10 in white. And I am also going to need some ball head pins, which I did not get out. I have one here, but that's really not going to be very helpful. We're going to need way more than one. So I'm going to pause for 1 second and dig out these so you guys don't have to listen to me rumbling around looking for them. So that was really successful because I also found my clamshells, which is so much easier to work with for me. I know a lot of people love the wire guardians, and I agree. I do think that they're a lot sturdier. I just struggle so badly with them, especially when I'm trying to film. It's just not worth me struggling with those on camera. It's not worth it for you to have to watch me struggle with those on camera. So there's that. And some head pins. And you could use the flat head pins if you don't have the ball. I just thought it would add an extra little crystal-y element to the finished project. And let me see. Tools, we're going to need, the usual assortment. Let me see if I can find a decent pair of cutters in this mess. I have like 6 pairs of cutters, and not one of them worth anything. I've been wallpapering, so this one obviously I got wallpaper paste on. Such is my life. So here we have it. I think this is probably a good start. The beading wire, I'm going to pull off, I don't know, probably 2 feet-ish, somewhere in that range. I like to have plenty to work with, and beading wire is one of those things that's not extremely expensive. Any of the little bits I usually save. Either I use them to make earrings or my granddaughter gets into them and beads up whatever. So they don't go to waste. They get used for something. My favorite way of working with it is to just tie a knot in the end until I'm done beading and then put my attachments on each end, because that gives me the freedom of adjusting from end to end without having to pull everything off. So I know what I want the end to look like for the most part. I want it to be, oh, you know what? I didn't mention these little silver beads. I do need these. Totally forgot to mention these. But these, you could do without them if you wanted to. You could use a different bead. You could use a seed bead. I am also going to need my crystal bicones, which, oh my word, I really did not do a good job at the beginning of this preparing you, did I? I'm going to blame it on the power. It's the power's fault. So anyway, I'm going to start with one of these little 2mm, I think they're 2mm spacer beads. And again, they came in this little container. I got them from Amazon. It was a pack of four little jars, each one a different color. They were relatively inexpensive. I'm pretty sure they're still available, but you can always find spacer beads anywhere. Or if you didn't want to use them, you could always go with the ones that came in the box, which are also very, very pretty. I just like the little round spacer bead. That's what I'm going to work with, but this would work just as well. So I'm just going to string some of these up for a bit. So they also kind of go with the head on the ball pin, you know, they kind of go together. So I like that. But again, you know, use what you've got. I just love these little crackled agate beads. I think they're so pretty. They're one of my favorites. I have some 8mm ones that we received in a box quite a while back now. Gosh, I want to say a year and a half ago or so. I didn't use them all when I made my jewelry from that. I wasn't doing videos and stuff back then, so I was just kind of playing with what I had and trying to sell some stuff, and so I didn't use them all. I haven't gone very far yet, but that's the gist of, let me try to put it where it's not, there we go. That's the gist of what I want it to look like. I'm going to work the centerpiece in now because I can always go back and add more to the end of that afterwards. I do think I'm going to raise my camera just a tad because it seems a little low and I don't think it's focusing well, so bear with me. I hope that's a little better. We'll see. Yeah, it does seem to focus just a little bit more. So, my plan for these is a crystal bicone on, yep, get it on there. On one of these ball head pins. One of these crystals, and that's it. I think that's plenty. It's really pretty. I know it's not focusing well because I got too much stuff behind me. So there's that, and I'm just going to do, putting my fingernail in there to give me, these pins seem to be a little thin. Actually, I am going to do a wrapped loop because these are not as strong as I thought they were. So we will do a wrapped loop instead. So I'm going to take, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm going to take the tip of my, I'm going to try to move some stuff out of the way actually, real quick here. Take the tip of my round nose pliers Bend over it to give that little bit of a space. Move them back up. Come up over the top. Rotate to go around. I don't know if it's focusing enough so you can see it. I hope so. And then from that point, this is what we will have. So I'm going to take my second pair of pliers and just hold on to that little loop I made. And my other pair. If it wasn't tangled up, that would be helpful. And just hold on to the end of my wire and just wrap. And usually this is a little prettier than this, but there you have it. Not usually. Yeah, that one came up absolutely horrible. All right, we are not going to do that one because that looks real bad. You know, I'd let it go if it was okay, but that's not even okay. All right, let's do this again. So there's what not to do. We've gotten through that one. So again, we're just going to bend it out. Come back in here, into the bend. Bring it back up over. This part you definitely would want to watch somebody else to learn, but I got to go through the steps to do this, so I might as well try to show you. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it right on my round nose plier this time. I wish it would focus just a little bit better. It's very blurry. So I think that's a little bit better, hopefully. We're just going to take this tail end and wrap it. And if I go a little bit slower this time, I'll probably do a little better than I was going a little too fast last time. So it's starting to look pretty decent. Do one more. One more turn. And there we have it. Now we just got to cut the end off. Get it out there where I can get my pliers in there. And just tuck that in. This is what we have. I know I have too much stuff behind me for things to want to focus, but so there's that. I'm going to pull this back into place. And we're going to repeat that. I want to say with all of these, but I'm not really sure how many on it is going to look right. So let's see. I'm going to put on one more of these ones so that I end. So I end with the silver bead before I put this on. And I'm just going to string it on through that loop I made. Get these out of the way. And that's what we have so far. I think it's going to be really pretty. So I'm going to pause because I don't have a lot of battery life and I want to get all of these wired up, wrapped up before I move forward. So I will see you as soon as those are done. Alright, so here we go. I've got those all wrapped, Some of them actually come out quite nice. I do much better off camera. That one actually looks really nice. It's hard getting them done when you're underneath 4 inches of camera between, between your camera and your desk, and you've got 4 inches to work. But I got them done, so I put 2 on here so far, so I did want to see what it looked like with one in between. And I do think I'm going to string the whole, was it 10 of them? 1, 2, 3, yes, 10 of them on. Just see how it looks. If I don't like it, I can always go back and take them off. Excuse me. So I did a silver bead, the white agate, and a silver bead, and one of my little links. Move these beads and stuff over just a tad so they're not quite in the camera's vision quite so badly. And again, a silver bead. So this is just going to be my pattern between them all. A silver bead, a white crackled agate, another silver bead. Again, I think these would look just as nice with those little oval spacer beads that we received in the box. So that's how we're looking so far. Very pretty. This is a relatively simple necklace to put together. The only hard part is just wiring your links here, your little components. I don't know if you can hear the wind. The wind hasn't quite died down yet from the storm that we had come through. It's really strong. Tried to go up to my son's house this morning, and there's a huge, huge pine tree that came down across the driveway and then fetched up from the tip of it on the power line. So it's, I mean, you can drive under it, but it's it's a little eerie. He can't, of course, cut it because the power company has to come in and do that, and they're so busy right now cleaning up and trying to get power on that, driveways and secondary roads like what I live on don't get hit first. So Aaron was a little, it's what they call a widowmaker when it's hanging like that, because it could drop at any moment, and if you happen to be under it, then I went through quick. Just needless to say. But I hope they get out and clean it up soon, because it is very, very dangerous, and it makes me nervous with him having to go in and out because he has to go to work. It's always something here. Life isn't boring. I can't really say that because I was really bored today. It's like, I've got to make some jewelry. I've got to. I was up, not last night, but the night before, with my flashlight and my little camper light. Oh, that's going to be really pretty. Trying to work on jewelry. I started a bracelet. Actually, I'll show you what I was working on, but I was working on this in relative darkness. So, all in all, it's not coming out too bad. I am going to finish it, and if anyone is interested in seeing a tutorial on it, I'd be more than happy to show you. It's pretty easy. But, yeah, so that's the bracelet I was working on, but I didn't get very far in the dark. But I'll get back to it once we get some power. But I can start over from the beginning. If you guys want a tutorial, just let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Alright, so I'm just going to start doing the same pattern on this side that I did on the other side before I started the centerpiece, just so I can get an idea of how it's going to look and what I want to add from there. If I just want a small section and then add chain, or whoop, go some bead. I kind of think I'm probably going to do it just as a front piece and then add chain from there on. Gosh, that's pretty. So what do you guys think? Do you like it? Let me know. Drop me a comment. So I am at 880 subscribers. I'm so close to that milestone 1,000 mark. I can't wait. So I just want to thank you all for being with me through it. 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. I appreciate each and every one of you. I especially appreciate that you're all stuck with me through it, through my wonkiness, my trial and errors, and just putting up with me in general. I've always been, even as a child, I was one of those people that kind of marched to my own beat, if you know what I mean. A little on the wonky side, a little non-conventional. Yeah. And needless to say, I was a loner. Which is fine. It actually works out really well being alone and doing jewelry because, you know, I don't have any interruptions. Whatever. 'Tis my life. Alright, I think I'm going to see what 10 white beads on either side looks like. See if I like that. That one right there, I keep going around because it has orange on it. I don't know if you can see it. It looks rusty. It's not. It's just part of the natural stone, but I'm not going to use it because it doesn't have a nice clean white look. It'll work with something else. I think all creative people tend to be a little on the loner, eccentric side. I don't know if you agree. Let me know if you agree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one more white, one more silver. We can only be who we are, right? God made us the way we are, and that's who we are. So embrace it. Alright, I'm just going to cut this knot off on this end so I can add a few more to this side, or I think I'm going to cut the knot off. There we go. I have 5 on this side and I want to add 5 more. That's why I just tie a knot. It's just so much easier to work the other side if it isn't already committed to your clasp end. Move this down a little bit. I don't think I'm showing on camera very well here. I hear a crow outside. My daughter-in-law and my son bought me as a gift a visit to a, gosh, I don't even know what she's called, some type of naturalist of some sort. She's going to do past life regression. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that, but I go January 6th for it. Supposedly you delve into past lives that you've lived. You know, your soul, if you believe in that kind of stuff, has lived many lives. So I'm really anxious to find out. You know, I for one think it's going to be a lot of fun. That is beautiful. Gosh, I love that. Just so simplistic, yet so pretty. I don't know. Do I really want to go all the way around the beads and just put the clasp at the end? Kind of do. Then maybe I can use the chain as a centerpiece, like a separate necklace, but that can be worn inside of it. Would maybe something like that. I don't know. That might be a whole separate necklace, but I might make it shorter so it can actually be worn together with it. That's one of the things I love about the bargain bead box. You can make so many separate pieces that can actually be worn together or separately. That's just, I don't know, to me that's just the magic of this box. But all right, I'm going to go further. Mind is made up. I'm going to keep going. I don't know how far I'm going to get. Let's count out the beads and see what we've got actually. So that makes 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I get 10 on that side. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I wonder if that'll be enough. I'm going to separate them, keep them going. 23, 23, 24, 25, 24, 25, and I would have 26 on each side, but I don't want to use that one. So I'll set that one aside. Do we all love this? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to make something with this. I actually thought about maybe incorporating it into this bracelet, but I don't know. We'll see. Possibly. Send me your ideas of what you think I should do. Should I put it into it, or should I just make this a straight cuff bracelet type style? Let me know what you think. I appreciate the feedback. Love hearing from you guys. I know you guys have your pick of jewelry videos out there. There's certainly no shortage of them, so the fact that you joined me is very, very appreciated. And have not yet made anything adding stuff from my stash. I do have my stash bag here with me. It's a rather large stash bag of blue and whites. So I might end up putting something in. I don't know yet. Literally that bracelet is the first thing I've started. And now this necklace. So I haven't really gotten very far with this box yet anyway. So there's still plenty of time to work other stuff in. I see that they've already sold the extras for this box. I thought that was really quick. Seems like we just got the box and then the extras were in the shop. And I have not been able to purchase any of them yet because of the holidays, and so I probably will end up missing out on the bracelet component. I really did want to get some more of those, but oh well. It is what it is. That is the downside of being single. There's only one paycheck in this house. And it only goes so far. Oh well. Trust me, it has its upsides too. After 36 years with an alcoholic husband, it definitely has its upsides. Not to say that I'm not open to change, you know, if there should happen to be somebody out there. I've been single for 6 years now, so, you know, might be ready for that next step. You never know. I do know one thing. You'd have to be awfully, awfully special to break through. would take a lot. Okay, before I get too far on this side, I am going to go ahead and close this side because I'm getting real close to the ends of both of my wire, and I want to be able to move this down more. And the only way I'm going to be able to do it is to finish off this end, which is very simple. I mean, the way I do it, it's very simple. I just slide my clamshell cup side up, down over it, get out my little crimp bead. I'm not going to need these Warrior Guardians at this point because I did find my clamshells. You could always use glue inside your clamshell if you wanted to. I don't. I never have. I've never had a problem with it, but it is always an option. So I'm just going to take one of these little crimp beads. Some people do two, which probably isn't a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that today just because. And simply give them a little smush. Not too hard because you don't want to cut your wire, but you want it certainly hard enough so that it's not going to slip off your wire. I put out 4, so what the heck. I'm going to go ahead and use 2. We'll give it a double crimp. Just because. It's a double crimp kind of day. And then you close your clamshell right over it. Pinch your little ends together a bit without crushing your shape. Now I can move everything down. And I've got plenty of room here now to continue working. So if it comes out that when I'm done using up what I've got for white beads that it's still a little short for my neck, I can at that point just decide to add some chain. I don't want this to be super long anyway. I'm not a big fan of long necklaces. I know they're pretty popular. A lot of people like the ones that will like a tassel that hang, you know, to make your waistline and stuff like that. And they are really pretty. I mean, they really are. I don't know. It's just not my style. I like stuff that comes across my chest line a little bit. It doesn't hang too low. Well, there. You hear my clock ticking? It's so loud. And when the house is quiet, you can really hear it. My kitty is in the back room napping today. It's in my granddaughter's bedroom, sleeping on her bed. I went in there to clean, and he looked so peaceful, so I was, I'll just leave him alone. I'll clean another day. And he's being good. He's not in my way. He's not jumping up here on my table or batting my beads around. I think he's 5 years old. I think he turned 5 in September. He's a good boy. He's my companion. That's a little bit of a wonky bead. I think I'm going to switch it out. I did have one more, so this one looks a little better, a little rounder. So there is the end of that. And this is what I have left after pulling off about 2 feet. Like I said, I didn't measure it. That right there is what I have left. So that was just about the right measure. Oh, good Lord. I am so sorry. I wouldn't get through a video if I didn't bump the camera, right? Jeez. Alright, so opening up my clamshell so it's almost flat. That's so I can get my pliers in there to pinch my little crimp bead. Put my crimp bead on. I'm just going to I just give my necklace a lift to make sure all my beads are down. I don't like to push them down because I don't want it to be so tight that, you know, it's stick straight. You want it to have some flex to it. Then just get in here with the pliers and give that little crimp bead of smush. And put on the second one. Cannot believe I bumped that camera like that. I was doing so good. I should have known I couldn't get through an entire video without bumping it. One of these days I'll have a better setup. There. That is on good and tight. Trim that off. So that's not too much left. This one doesn't want to line up very well, but that's okay. Probably should have gotten out a couple of jump rings. I did not do that. So I'm going to hold this up and see how long it is, if I need to add chain or not. I think it's perfect. I'm just going to add my toggle to it. So that was all the white beads minus 2, because one was a little wonky and one had that orange spot. I think it's 27 on each side, figured out to be. Something like that. All 10 of my little crystals. Oh, I just noticed this crystal has a chip in it. That's not good. Dang. Wished I'd noticed that sooner. Oh well. I'll be the one wearing it, so it's okay. And then we're just going to put our little toggle on. I love these little toggles. I see angels every time I look at them. Little head, wings, and body. It's always what I see. Alright, I just need to grab 2 jump rings. I will be right back. Get out my little container of jump rings. These ones are a lot better quality than the ones I've been using. These ones actually line up. The ones I had been using. Let's see if I can get it in there where you can see it. Where am I? I don't know if you can really see it well or not, but they come together nicely. Right here at the top where the split is. Probably help if I was actually in the camera, huh? But these ones are a nice solid looking one. They don't have that overlap like the other ones that I was using did, which is much better. That's what you want. When you can barely figure out where the opening is, that's a good one. You can see at the top there where the opening is. It's really snug to each other. That's what you want in a jump ring. That's a good one. I honestly don't know where I got these either, but I don't know why I haven't been using them, because the ones that I have been using have been horrible. And then when it closes, it should line right up. It's really good. That's a good closure. These are good sturdy jump rings too. They're nice and heavy. I would say they're probably 20 gauge, if not. Yeah, they're probably 20 gauge. They're a good heavy jump ring. This is the one that didn't line up. Excuse me. Sorry about that, everybody. My throat just dried right out on me, and I had to pause and go get some water. All right. Let's try this again. There. Dang, my throat. quite sure why this does not seem to want to fit through there. There we go. All right, I'm going to put this on a form and then I'll let y'all see how it looks. So here it is all finished. Again, I apologize for the fact that it's not very well lit in here. I wished I had power so that, you know, I could show you guys how it really looks. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Oh, that's a terrible spot. I thought that would help, but it didn't. So thank you all for bearing with me and watching along for this tutorial. Thank you all for being subscribers and liking my videos and watching and hanging out with me while I work. I love and appreciate you all, and I hope you guys have as much fun with your box as I'm having with mine. Don't forget, add some stuff from your own stash, make your designs uniquely your own, and have fun with it. Thank you, everybody. Bye.